All right, from here, we also wanted to give you a quick update now on other Bay Area news. Today, BART's Board of Directors says it is ready to consider implementing work rules on that one and only union that so far has rejected its contract offer. Officials with BART restarted negotiations with members of the Amalgamated Transit Union yesterday afternoon. If a deal is not reached, BART has scheduled a special meeting at 11 o'clock this morning to talk about what that next step will be. Here's what BART spokesman Linton Johnson had to say about yesterday's talks between both sides.
How long may this meeting go on once they start meeting, hopefully now? And the answer is I don't know. It'll go on as long as it's productive, would be my guess. I don't think they're going to, if it's not productive, then I don't think anybody's just going to sit there just to sit there.
All right, well, we'll keep an eye on this. If terms and conditions are implemented on union members, ATU's president says it may very well then walk off the job and call for a strike. ATU was the only BART union that did not approve the contract. That union represents about 900 train operators, station agents, and power workers. All right, 5:12 is the time. We're going to take a break here, and as we do, more live pictures out of the Santa Cruz Mountains this morning where that fire has burned about 1,000 acres north of Bonnie Doon. Bonnie Doon, of course, the site of last year's intense wildfire, so we're keeping a close eye on this. We'll have continuing coverage coming up in just a moment. And welcome back. 5:15 is the time. We are continuing our coverage here of the wildfire burning in the Santa Cruz Mountains this morning, just north of Bonnie Doon. Live aerial pictures here where you can see a good grouping there of fires burning right now. The flames glowing here in the night. You can see, even though it's dark, smoke rising up into the air, and that smoke will definitely be a factor for folks living in that area as we head into this Thursday morning. On the phone with us this morning, we have Nancy Kleffer, the park host over there at Lehigh Park. Nancy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So Lehigh Park, it's about, 20 miles northwest of Santa Cruz, so that puts you in the general vicinity of this fire. What do you see right now?
Well, we need to walk out to our meadow in order to see the fire, but there's, from about 2.5 or 3 miles away, we just see a lot of smoke, and earlier this evening we were closer to the fire and saw it as it was expanding and as the trees were bursting into flames. Wow, about 150 feet tall, I think.
Wow, really? That's how tall the flames were leaping into the air?
Yes.
Incredible. So how close were you then when you were watching that?
We were probably 1.5 miles away, looking at it from a knoll in the mountains here.
Were you able to see fire crews working from your vantage point then?
Well, there were about 15, well, right now we've had 15 or 20 fire trucks go past our house. At that time, it was about 8 o'clock, and there were just, maybe 5 or 6 fire trucks right in our area fighting it from this end.
And talk to me a little bit, we were talking with the fire captain earlier, and he was saying it's pretty rugged terrain and limited road access. Is that your sense of it too? They're having a tough time getting down to where the fire's burning?
That's exactly right. There's about one road which is small, and it's a one-lane road that's dirt leading out that direction.
Wow, okay, so they've got quite a challenge here, having to basically backpack all the equipment they need down into that area. So I assume there's lots of valleys and gullies there and sharp drop-offs?
That's exactly true.
Okay. So is the fire burning away from you now or towards you? What's your sense of where it's going?
Well, it's burning away from us.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So so Lehigh Park not in danger right now?
No, we don't feel it's in danger right now.
All right, very good. Nancy, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and I hope we have a chance to chat with you again a little bit later on as the sun comes up and you get a better view from where you're at, all right?
Thank you.
All right, Nancy. Nancy Kleffer again calling from Lehigh Park, again about 20 miles north and east of Santa Cruz. So as she said, she's about 3 miles away from the fire, and she can see the glow of it and the smoke coming up over the ridgeline from where she's at. So hopefully we'll have a chance to chat with her again a little bit later on. 5:18 though, let's get over to the Weather Center right now where Evelyn Taft is following the weather conditions that firefighters are dealing with this morning and what they'll see this afternoon. Good morning, Ev.
Good morning, James, and do want to start with what we can expect this afternoon because we are looking at just a little bit of a cooler day, and we are looking at that sea breeze. So as we head into your work week. 5:21 the time right now. Let's get a check on traffic with George.
Thanks, Evelyn. Starting off with a look at the ride on Interstate 80 as we take a look at traffic close to home here. An easy ride starting for the commute in the westbound direction with no along the mid-peninsula. The time is now 5:22. We'll be back with more when the KRON 4 Morning News continues right after this break.
And we're back. 5:25 is the time. And again, following the latest with the wildfires this morning, live pictures, I believe. These might not be live. These might be from last night. Yeah, okay. So, but the scene very much the same here. You see flames leaping up over the tree line here. About 1,000 acres burned so far. On the phone with us this morning is Jim Crawford with CAL FIRE this morning. Mr. Crawford, can you hear me all right?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. What's the latest on the situation out there right now?
The CAL FIRE is at scene with many mutual aid cooperators for a fire that's burning in the remote part of Santa Cruz County near the community of Davenport and the Bonnie Doon area. The fire was reported last night about 7 o'clock and rapidly grew as the wind event we're experiencing right now. Instead of having our normal onshore breeze with fog that we would get and high moistures, we had an offshore breeze last night with some gusty winds and dry weather with that.
So what's the acreage now?
Sparsely populated. There's about 250 homes in the area. Some of those structures are threatened. We've notified the people in the area using the reverse 911 of the evacuation that's in place. Santa Cruz County Sheriff's Department is out helping to go door to door to notify people of that as well. And currently there's about 2,000 firefighters en route to the incident from all over the region and the state of California. Because of the other fires that have occurred in the northern part of the state and the events that they're having up there, some of the resources coming from our way.
And what's the acreage right now?
Last reported acreage is about 1,200 acres.
About 1,200 acres. And just briefly, before we let you go, how are the firefighters doing?
I think we're doing pretty good so far. We will be providing them good logistical support. We have many people in place to be able to do that. We just want to get this taken care of as soon as possible for the people that live in the community of Santa Cruz County.
Absolutely. All right, Mr. Crawford, thank you so much for joining us this morning with that quick update. Jim Crawford with CAL FIRE. Hopefully we'll have a chance to chat with him again coming up in just a little bit this morning. 5:27 the time, though. We've got to take a quick break. We'll be right back with continuing coverage of this wildfire burning in the Santa Cruz Mountains.